So good morning friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. So guys, here we are about to start the session. I will be uploading the PDF for today's session. Just give me a minute. The PDF for today's session will be available on our Telegram group. You can download the PDF for today's session. The PDF has been uploaded. You can download the PDF. Mohit, Vivek, Pranjal, Shubham, Ajay, Pretty, Amandeep, Pooja, Vicky, Karan, Shubham, Karishma, Sai Teja, Nisar, good morning all. So here we are about to start the session. Chaliye. So let's see what exactly is there for us in today's newspaper. Before that, let's try to understand these particular words, this statement made by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He's saying that all birds find shelter during rains, but eagle avoids rain by flying above the clouds. So he's saying that whenever there is a crisis like situation, okay, every individual is going to handle the crisis in a different way. There will be some individuals who will try to take refuge, okay, who will be dependent on others, who will try to take refuge, who will be dependent on others, but definitely there will be individuals like eagle who will develop the capabilities. They will not be dependent on others. They will not be dependent on others. They will have their own strength, and by using their own strength, they will be able to overcome that particular crisis. So it is really very important that in our life, we should not be dependent on anyone. We need to develop the capacity, the capability on our own. That's the important point here. Because at the end of the day, it is your capability which is going to take you to the different destinations. If you are dependent on others, it means that there will be some limitations in your action. कुछ ना कुछ limitation तो आ ही जाएगी. But if you are dependent on your own, you can fly in the sky. That's the point here. That's the point here. And apart from that, when the winds are blowing against you, जब आपके खिलाफ कोई चीज चलती है, when the winds are blowing against you, you can use those winds to fly even higher. Okay, आप उस winds का use करके और ऊपर उड़ सकते हो. This is the important point here. Means when we undergo tough circumstances, we prepare ourselves. So if you guys are preparing for UPSC exam, basically you are preparing for the toughness that is there in the governance. The governance is not easy in this country. So you are preparing yourself for that. That's the important point here. So one should keep on working on ourselves to improve the capability, to improve our capacity, so that we can deal with the crisis in an easy way. Okay, this is what we need to have. People are going to find some solutions. Either they will be dependent on others, We need to have capability on our own. That's the important point here. That's the important point here. So this is what, these are the words of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay, let's move to the newspaper section. Let's see what exactly is there. Okay, so Supreme Court puts colonial sedition law on hold. Yes, it has happened. Okay, why it has happened? See, I am going to tell you some of the political angle in this. थोड़ा politics भी आपको बताऊंगा. Politics means थोड़ा मसाला. Okay, which might not be true as well. ठीक है ना? This masala will be there, which might not be true as well. Okay, so Supreme Court, like, it was deciding on this particular matter. I already told yesterday that what was government's stance. Government says that, like, they are non-committal. Government said that they are non-committal. Okay, now when they are non-committal, it means that they are non-committal with the date by which they are going to decide the future of sedition. This is the point that you have to understand. The other reason why Supreme Court has given pause to this particular issue and not examining it. Supreme Court is not examining this particular issue. Okay, it has given pause. Why this pause has been given? Because you need to understand, till now we had Kedarnath judgment. Okay, so on the sedition you have Kedarnath judgment. Whatever trend that we are following, जो भी आज की डेट में आप ट्रेंड फॉलो कर रहे हो, that was basically made in the Kedarnath judgment. Now this particular bench of Kedarnath judgment, okay, it was a 5-judge bench. Means earlier when this judgment was given, there were 5 judges who were present. It was a 5-judge bench. Okay, right now the Supreme Court has to decide that whether a 3-judge bench can change the findings of Kedarnath judgment. क्या ये पॉसिबल हो सकता है कि 3-जज बेंच जो है वो 5-जज बेंच का जो है फेट बदल दे? Because right now the Supreme Court is discussing this matter and there are 3 judges which are present. Okay, it's a 3-judge bench led by Chief Justice of India. Now normally if you follow the trend, so if you want to turn this judgment, if you want to change this judgment, whatever provision was there in the Kedarnath, okay, either you have a same strength, that is 5-judge, or a 7-judge bench. Okay, this is what is required. This is what is required. That's why Supreme Court is looking into this angle as well. That's why they are not examining this particular case right now. ये एक बात आपको समझनी है, ठीक है जी. Now apart from that, I will tell you some political masala. Why government was trying to get some time? Government को क्यों time चाहिए था? Okay, so some of the experts which are saying that, like Chief Justice of India Ramanna, he is going to retire in August. Okay, August में इनका retirement हो जाएगा. So government was thinking that by that time they are going to get some time and there will be new Chief Justice. Okay, he may be having his own ideology, his own thought process. तो ये भी एक थोड़ा सोचने का तरीका हो सकता है, ठीक है ना. I am saying this is just a masala, जरूरी नहीं है ऐसा हो. So this is what the thinking could be. This is the whole thing which is going on. Okay, so before moving to next, let me tell you one thing. In the Kedarnath judgment, Supreme Court has said that this sedition, this section 124A, okay, it is constitutional. कि ये constitutional है. Okay, that there is no problem with this. It is constitutional, quite valid. That's the important point you have to understand. So right now, if the Supreme Court wants to completely, you can say, overturn this judgment and declare this sedition provision to be unconstitutional, you need a bench either of same strength or a bigger strength. This is what you need to know right now. ये चीज आपको समझ में आनी चाहिए. Apart from that, there are some things that we should know, additional things. Okay, so this section has been, you can say, suspended right now. Suspension primarily means that no FIRs will be registered. Okay, whatever pending cases that are going on, there will be halt on them as well. उनके ऊपर भी यहाँ पे halt लगेगा, ठीक है ना. So Supreme Court suspending the pending criminal trials that are there. Okay, and allowing Union of India to reconsider the British era law. So it is still allowing the government to reconsider this. This is the important point that you have to understand. But how much time it is going to take? Till the time government is not going to decide, no cases are going to be registered. और even if the cases are going to be registered, bail can be issued. Okay, अगर cases register भी होंगे तो भी bail issue की जाएगी. There will be no problem in issuing the bails. This is the point you have to understand. We have seen how sedition has been misused. We have seen how this section has been misused to curb the dissent. Okay, to curb the dissent. Whosoever is criticizing the government, so to threaten them like this provision is used. Now you need to understand we have a judicial system which is quite, you can say, slow. Okay, your judiciary is quite slow, and in this scenario where judiciary is slow, justice may not be given and there will be a harassment. जबरदस्ती की harassment हो जाएगी. Okay, because matter is going to take some time. By the time the matter will be decided, the person will be behind the bars for several months. कुछ महीनों तक जेल में रहना पड़ जाएगा. That's why I'm saying it is a sort of a harassment. So this is what you need to know about the debate related to sedition. Now we'll move to the next part. Now Supreme Court slams government claim that only president has pardon power. Okay. So this case is going on, this discussion is going on regarding the assassins of Rajiv Gandhi. So Tamil Nadu governor, okay, so Tamil Nadu government, definitely they are going to instruct it to the Tamil Nadu governor. Now Tamil Nadu government wants to give pardon to the particular person. Okay, so this is a Pararivalam. So they want to give pardon to them. This is the point here. But here the center, the union is claiming that the president, not the Tamil Nadu governor, has the exclusive power to decide on the plea for pardon by Rajiv Gandhi. Okay, by Rajiv Gandhi assassination convict AG Pararivalam. कि भाई प्रेसिडेंट ही डिसाइड करेंगे कि यहाँ पे जो है क्या इसका फेट होगा, क्या उनकी जो सजा है वो माफ कर देनी चाहिए और शुड ही कंटिन्यू इन द जेल. So only the president can decide. This is what center is claiming. Now this 3-judge bench led by L. Nageshwar Rao said that government's argument, if taken on face value, would leave Article 161 a dead letter. So you already have Article 161 which give constitutional power to governors of the state to grant pardon. So they are saying that if you are saying that president is going to decide on this particular matter, then it means that power of the governor is of no use. Whatever constitutional provision that is existing, it should not be working. वो तो बिल्कुल काम नहीं करेगा. And apart from that, the court has also said, okay, that if this is the exclusive power of president और ये prove हो जाता है, then it means that till now, whatever pardons that have been granted by the governor, अब तक जितनी भी सजाएं माफ की गई हैं गवर्नर द्वारा, all those will be null and void. क्या आप ऐसा कर सकते हो? Will it be possible that till now, like governors of multiple states, they must have given some pardon to multiple people, so all are going to be null and void? क्या ऐसा होना चाहिए? This is the point that Justice B.R. Gawai is asking. So that's why this debate is going on. Okay, let's look into some of the content which is relevant for our exam. So president can issue following orders of mercy, okay, to the convicted citizen of India. Like you have Article 72. Now this is important point here. Citizen of India angle is there. Now first is pardon. It means that absolving the convict of all guilt and punishment. Okay, बिल्कुल बरी कर देना. That there will be no charges, that person is not going to carry anything. Then you have commutation. It means reduction of punishment from death sentence to life imprisonment. Okay. Another one is remission. It means that quantitative reduction of punishment without affecting the nature of the punishment. So if you have rigorous imprisonment, अगर rigorous imprisonment है, so rigorous imprisonment will remain as it is, just the time can be reduced. Okay, 3 साल की जगह 6 महीना. This is what it can be done. Then respite, which means that reduction of punishment in the view of special fact. Special fact in the sense that suppose if there is a pregnant lady, okay, so if there is a pregnant lady, so in that case you can use this power respite. The other one is reprieve. It implies a stay on death sentence or life imprisonment pending an appeal for pardon or commutation. This is what it is. It's like staying on death sentence or life imprisonment as the plea may be pending. So all these things are there. Now you need to understand governor also have some powers. Okay, so governor of the state, they also possess some powers to grant pardon, suspend, remit and commute sentence of any convict. Okay, this is what the power the governor has. It means that governor has mercy power. ठीक है, बिल्कुल है. Now you need to understand there is a comparison and this question is arising because of this comparison. तो अब comparison देखिए क्या है यहाँ पे. Okay, now like it is said that the president's power is wider. Okay, when it comes to the pardoning power, the power of president is wider than that of governor. Okay, that power of president to grant pardon even extend to the cases where the punishment or sentence is by the court martial. तो अगर मिलिट्री कोर्ट कोई सजा देती है तो इन दैट केस द प्रेसिडेंट हैज द पावर टू डन अवे विद दैट पनिशमेंट. ओके, उस केस में भी प्रेसिडेंट साहब जो है वो पार्डनिंग पावर दे सकते हैं, पार्डनिंग कर सकते हैं, बट गवर्नर डजंट हैव दिस पावर. So article 161 does not provide any such power to the governor. That's the point. Other point is this: president can grant pardon in all cases where the sentence given is a sentence of death, but pardoning power of governor does not extend to death sentence cases. So this is the additional thing which is there. Okay, that president can grant pardon in all cases and even in the cases of death sentence, but governor doesn't have this power. However, the governor can suspend, remit, commute the death sentence. Okay, so remit कर सकता है, suspend कर सकता है, commute कर सकता है, लेकिन death sentence को माफ नहीं कर सकता. So this is the point that is existing. So this is what we need to know. This is the whole thing, whole debate is going on. Okay, now we'll move to the next part. Next news is regarding this, the cyclone Asani. Okay, Odisha, AP on alert over the cyclone. Now this is what we need to know. We need to know the comparison between the tropical and the temperate cyclone. Okay, so this particular topic is still going on. So yesterday we discussed about few points related to the tropical cyclone. कल कुछ points हमने cover किए थे, आज उसको आगे लेके जाते हैं. Let's discuss what comparison that we have. Okay, so when you look into the origin of tropical cyclone, it is primarily thermal. ठीक है ना? It means that adequate heating is required. Okay, adequate heating is required, and we have seen that minimum it is expected that 27 degree temperature will be there. 27 डिग्री से ऊपर टेम्परेचर होना चाहिए, तब जाके जो है आपका ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन अच्छे से बनेगा. दिस इज हाउ इट इज. बट व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट द टेम्परेट साइक्लोन, इट इज अ डायनेमिक ओरिजिन. ओके, थर्मल नहीं है, कुछ फिक्स नहीं है यहाँ पे, ये डायनेमिक है. ठीक है ना? सो नॉर्मली द ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन्स दे आर फाउंड बिटवीन 10 to 30 डिग्री नॉर्थ एंड साउथ ऑफ इक्वेटर. ओके, बिल्कुल. सी जस्ट नियरर टू द इक्वेटर, व्हाई द ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन्स आर नॉट फाउंड? बिकॉज आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट दिस पॉइंट दैट देर इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ कोरियोलिस फोर्स. ओके, कहीं ना कहीं कोरियोलिस फोर्स की जरूरत पड़ती है, एंड कोरियोलिस फोर्स इंक्रीजेज एज वी मूव अवे फ्रॉम इक्वेटर. इक्वेटर से जितना आप दूर जाते हो पोल्स की तरफ, ओके, टुवर्ड्स पोल्स, द कोरियोलिस फोर्स इंक्रीजेज, एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो द रीजन व्हाई नियर टू द इक्वेटर द साइक्लोन्स आर नॉट फाउंड. बिल्कुल इक्वेटर के आजू बाजू साइक्लोन नहीं मिलता है. ओके, दिस इज द पॉइंट. दिस इज द पॉइंट. Now this particular temperate cyclone, it occurs between 35 to 65 degree north and south of equator. 35 to 65 degree north and south of equator में ये primarily मिलता है. Okay, in tropical cyclone front system is absent. Now this having of front, ये front बनते हैं, and this system is a feature of temperate cyclone. Cold front, warm front. Okay, so this type of structure you must have heard. आप अगर बुक खोल के देखोगे तो आपको कुछ इस टाइप का स्ट्रक्चर नजर आएगा. ठीक है ना? कि दैट दिस टाइप ऑफ यू कैन से फ्रंट्स विल बी फॉर्म्ड. कोल्ड फ्रंट विल बी देयर, वार्म फ्रंट विल बी देयर. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ these fronts are found primarily in the temperate cycle. तो ये जो है टेम्परेट साइक्लोन में आपको फ्रंट्स नजर आते हैं. ठीक है, दिस इज द इंफॉर्मेशन. Along with that, normally tropical cyclones they can form only on seas. सिर्फ सी पे ही बनेंगे ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन. दे विल बी स्टार्टिंग इन सी एंड देन दे विल बी मूविंग टुवर्ड्स लैंड. सी में बन के लैंड में की तरफ आते हैं. तो इन इंडिया इफ यू टॉक अबाउट, अरेबियन सी में बनेगा तो इंडियन कोस्ट पे आएगा, बे ऑफ बंगाल में बनेगा इंडियन कोस्ट पे आएगा. दैट्स द पॉइंट हियर, बिकॉज दे विल बी रिक्वायरिंग मोर वाटर. इनको और ज्यादा पानी भी चाहिए होता है, ठीक है ना. दिस इज द ऑल्सो द रीजन. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज दिस, these temperate cyclone they can form both on land as well as on sea. दोनों पे ही मिलते हैं ये. ओके, ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन आर सीजनल, रेगुलरली मिलते हैं हमें इस महीने, इस जो साल चलता है हमारा, लाइक दिस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट ऑफ द सीजन. डेफिनेटली cyclones are a normal phenomena. Contrary to that, temperate cyclones they are irregular. Okay, few in summers, more in winters. कुछ फिक्स नहीं है यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना. So next is the tropical cyclone. The area is small, area is limited, small area के अंदर इनका impact होता है. Whereas you have type temperate cyclone, they can spread to large area, बहुत बड़े area में spread हो सकता है. This is what the point is. Okay, if you talk about the shape, so elliptical in shape, and this temperate cyclone is inverted V shape. So this is the point. Okay, and normally tropical cyclones generally move from east to west. ईस्ट टू वेस्ट मूव करते हैं इस दिशा में, एंड टेम्परेट साइक्लोन मूव फ्रॉम वेस्ट टू ईस्ट. ओके, सो ऑल दीज कंपैरिजंस शुड बी नोन टू यू. ये सारी चीजें आपको मालूम होनी चाहिए. दीज आर द डिफरेंसेस दैट आर देयर. नाउ विल मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. आगे चलते हैं. सो विल डायरेक्टली मूव टू द एडिटोरियल सेक्शन. ट्राई टू फिगर इट आउट व्हाट्स देयर इन द एडिटोरियल टुडे. ओके, सो सीधा एडिटोरियल पे आएंगे. सो हियर वी हैव दिस एडिटोरियल which is discussing few things related to calculation of the dead bodies which are, you can say, the result of corona. ठीक है ना. तो कोरोना की वजह से जो डेथ्स हुई हैं उनका कैलकुलेशन कैसा होना चाहिए, कैसा नहीं होना चाहिए, those things are mentioned here. Okay, those particular things are mentioned here. So see, WTO has come out with the data, and WTO data is, you can say, said to be 10 times what Indian government is claiming. 10 गुना ज़्यादा बढ़ा रहा है वो, ठीक है ना. So that's why it was bit alarming. So even the experts are saying this point, that even if you go with the liberal interpretation कि भी ठीक है गवर्नमेंट ने जो है छुपाया है, so the maximum thing that they are telling is that it will be 6 to 7 times, not the 10. So it will take some just 1 minute. Okay, so I have to just make some adjustments. So there is some network related issue that is going on. There is some network related issue that is going on. So we are trying to sort it out. So just give me a minute. Yes, I guess we are connected. So here it is saying that, like, the debate is regarding abortion, that whether it should be legalized or not. So you should be knowing about the provision that is existing till now. Okay, so we have Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. This is the law that is existing. We have some legal provisions. Okay, so this editorial talks about this particular aspect. Now they are saying that despite amendments, the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act does not foreground the woman's right to decide. Because even in the legal system that we are having, woman is not deciding. Woman is not deciding. That still woman is not taking the decision, external entities are taking the decision. So this is what it is pointing towards. This is what it is pointing towards. Okay, now you need to understand, like, okay, so I guess we are connected again. There was some network related issue, technical issue which is going on. Okay, so we are facing some trouble. I guess it will be sorted out now. चीज़ें अब ठीक हो जाएंगी, ठीक है ना. So it is basically related to the debate is related to the abortion, whether the woman has the right or not. Because whatever provision that we are having with us, legal provision I am talking about, you may find that on behalf of women someone else is taking the decision. वुमेन खुद जो है अपने लिए डिसीजन नहीं ले रही है. सो व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट इंडियन पीनल प्रोविजन, इंडियन पीनल कोड, voluntary causing a woman with child to miscarry is an offense. Okay, and there is a jail term. There is a jail term unless it was done in good faith. Unless it was done in good faith. Okay, so you have to look into the angle of good faith. Now if it is done in good faith, say saving the life of a woman, the abortion is carried out by a doctor, okay, in that case it is not going to be a penal offense. ठीक है ना. तो ये पॉइंट समझ में आ गया आपको. नाउ वी हैव दिस at law, that is Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. Okay, and this act has been amended twice since then, और इसके स्कोप को काफ़ी बढ़ा दिया गया है, स्पेसिफिकली आफ्टर यू कैन से ईयर 2021. ओके, right now the law does not recognize or acknowledge the right of pregnant women to decide on the discontinuation of pregnancy. It means that even if the woman wants to discontinue the pregnancy, okay, the permission has to be taken from the doctor, from the medical expert. If the medical expert is going to write, is going to give permission in written, then only you can say the abortion can be carried out. This is the provision that is existing. Okay. Further, law provides for some set of reasons based on which the termination of pregnancy can be accessed. There are provisions that are there. So one of the provision is this: if the continuation of pregnancy would risk the life of the pregnant woman, definitely in that case बिल्कुल आप कर सकते हो. If that pregnancy can cause injury to the physical and the mental health of the woman, the pregnancy can be terminated. Okay. The law also explains that if pregnancy is the result of rape or failure of contraceptive, in that case also the pregnancy can be carried out. Another point is this: it is also valid in case when there is a substantial risk that the child will be born with some disformity, with some abnormality. अगर child में कुछ abnormality है, physical or mental, in that case as well the pregnancy can be terminated. But before all these things, it is the medical practitioner which will be, who will be writing things in detail. वो चीज डिटेल में बताएंगे आपके मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर कि इस बेस पे हम जो है प्रेगनेंसी टर्मिनेट कर रहे हैं. ठीक है जी. दिस इज द पॉइंट. दिस इज द पॉइंट. अनदर पॉइंट इज दिस: a pregnant person cannot ask for termination of pregnancy without fitting in one of the reasons set out above. So these are the conditions that are mentioned. If the person is not fitting in these particular conditions, the pregnancy cannot be terminated. अगर इन कुछ कंडीशंस में वो नहीं आ रहे हैं तो उस केस में आप प्रेगनेंसी को टर्मिनेट नहीं करोगे. दिस इज व्हाट हैज बीन रिटन. दिस इज व्हाट हैज बीन रिटन. ठीक है जी. सो द अदर सेट ऑफ लिमिटेशंस दैट द लॉ प्रोवाइड्स इज द जेस्टेशनल एज ऑफ द प्रेगनेंसी. नाउ up to 20 weeks of gestational age, pregnancy can be terminated. Okay. From say 20 to 24, it can again be terminated, but you have to get opinion of 2 registered medical practitioner. 2 registered medical practitioner का यहाँ पे opinion डालना पड़ेगा. Even if up to 20 weeks, if you want to remove the pregnancy, in that case you have to take permission from one, you can say, medical practitioner. एक registered medical practitioner की जो है permission लेनी पड़ेगी. This is what it is talking about. Opinion लेना पड़ेगा. So this is the provision that is there. This is the provision that is there. Now another thing is this: if there is a case where some fetal abnormality is there, or pregnancy is going beyond 24 weeks, okay, or 24 weeks से आगे हो गई है, in that case the decision will be taken by the medical board. There will be a medical board which will be set up in each state. That medical board is going to decide in that particular case कि pregnancy allow करनी है, termination allow करना है कि नहीं करना है, ठीक है ना. This is the provision, okay. No termination of pregnancy can be done in the absence of the consent of the pregnant person. So it is also equally important that consent of the pregnant person should be taken. That's the important point here, okay. तभी आप pregnancy को यहाँ पे terminate कर सकते हो. So all these provisions are existing. All these provisions are existing. Now there is another case which is mentioned, that if there is a likelihood that pregnant woman is dying immediately, in that case as well, this will be taken as exception, and the doctor, the medical practitioner, can go ahead with the abortion. उस केस में भी आप abortion कर सकते हो. So all these provisions are there. All these provisions are there to save the life of the woman. Okay. So right now you need to understand. When others are deciding whether pregnancy should be continued or it should be terminated, woman is not deciding it. Okay. So here the continuation of pregnancy or termination of pregnancy is in line with the right of health and right to life. ये सारी परमिशन हमने इसलिए अलाउ की है because the court recognizes right to life and right to health. That's the important point here. Okay. Now it is also held that the decision making by the pregnant person on whether to continue a pregnancy or not is part of person's right to privacy as well. ये right to privacy के अंदर भी आएगा, ठीक है ना. This is the important point. But still you may find that woman is not taking the decision. That's why we say that there is a long way that we have to cover. अभी बहुत लंबा रास्ता हमें cover करना है. So this is the point that has been mentioned regarding the Termination of Pregnancy Act. So we'll move to the next part now, the winners and losers of the war. Okay, so this Ukraine-Russia war debate, that who is the winner, who is the loser. So India is not criticizing Russia. Okay, we are not criticizing Russia. So if we are not criticizing Russia, are we gaining anything? क्या इंडिया जो है वो कुछ गेन कर रहा है? That's the point. Certainly not. Okay, so neither we are gaining anything nor we are losing anything. ना तो हम कुछ gain कर रहे हैं, ना कुछ हम lose कर रहे हैं. This is the point that you have to understand. Okay, this is what this editorial is explaining. So here is the fact that India is neither at loss nor at gain by refusing to condemn Russian invasion. So कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना. So Russian president, definitely he is losing the war by not winning it. As Russia has not been able to win this war till now, so it is showing that Russian army is losing because the magnanimity of the Russian army is somehow undermined. एक टाइम पे ये बोला जा रहा था कि that Russians will be able to, you can say, take over the Ukraine in couple of days. Now it has been stretched to months, and one of the, you can say, US officials, they are also telling that it will go on and it may take year. पूरा का पूरा साल लग सकता है, साल तक ये यूक्रेन की लड़ाई चल सकती है. So this is what it is going to be. This is what it is going to be. Okay. So this is the important point that you have to understand. Now, contrary to that, the Ukrainian president, he has won by not losing it. So he is continuing this war. Okay. He is showing his leadership, and he is trying his level best to lead his country even in this particular crisis situation. So this is the situation right now. Okay. So it is clear, the biggest losers are the people of Ukraine. They are fighting this war with, they are brave, resilient. That's the point. The other bigger loser is the President Putin, because he has not been able to, you can say, take over Ukraine on time. बिल्कुल भी कब्जा नहीं कर पाए वो यूक्रेन के ऊपर, ठीक है ना. This is the point that is there. And like the foreign minister of Russia has brought the question on nuclear weapon, okay, question of nuclear weapon, which is showing that there is some sort of desperation. कहीं ना कहीं ये नजर आ रहा है कि रशिया काफी डेस्परेट है जीतने को लेके, ओके. सो ऑलरेडी यू कैन से दैट like there are some question marks that are being put on the ability of Russians to win this war. So Ukraine has got closer to West. Ukraine will certainly be admitted to the European Union. Perhaps not tomorrow, but in the near future. So Russia का जो सबसे बड़ा डर था कि that Ukraine will get closer to the West, definitely that has the chances are increasing. वो chances तो रशिया ने खुद ही increase कर दिए हैं. This is the point. Definitely there is a gain for the Western countries, because we know this fact that NATO countries were not, you can say, on the same page under President Trump. But it is showing that now NATO countries are also united. अब की देर में ये समझ में आ रहा है कि NATO जो है वो काफी united हो गया है. Okay, this is the important point you have to understand. ये चीज समझनी जरूरी है. And right now there is a clear, you can say, message that has been given by the United States that they want regime change in Russia, कि रशिया के अंदर at every cost जो है पुतिन को बाहर फेंकना है, okay. And this is what the US will fight for. How they will fight for it means that the sanctions that have been brought by the United States, it will continue. तो ये जो sanctions जो हैं जो आज लगे हैं ये अभी भी as it is बने रहेंगे, okay. This is the point you have to understand. This is the point you have to understand, that these sanctions are going to stay at it as they are, okay. Now definitely there are some concerns for countries like, you can say, China, who are under dilemma right now, who are under dilemma कि क्या करें क्या ना करें, okay. What should they do, what should they do? So they are under dilemma right now, okay. So this is the situation which is going on, an alarming one I would say, okay. Because Europe and like United States, they have warned China that, okay, there will be serious, you can say, repercussion if you go ahead with the, you can say, your trade relations with Russia. अगर आप रशिया के साथ अपने trade relations maintain करके रखोगे तो आपके ऊपर जरूर इसका असर पड़ेगा. So this is what has been made clear. So this is the additional thing that you should know. ये चीज भी हमें मालूम होनी चाहिए, ठीक है ना. And like President Biden, he has openly called for the regime change in Moscow, that the sanctions will be, you know, staying as it is, and the focus of United States will be to put pressure on Russia. So this is what they will try to do. तो ये चीज वो ट्राई करेंगे, ठीक है ना, कि रशिया के ऊपर जो है sanctions as it is जो है बने रहे, थोड़ा pressure जो है वो maintain रहे, okay. So this is the important point that you have to understand, ठीक है ना. So ये चीज समझना जरूरी है, okay. Now like India hasn't gained anything, ना हमने कुछ gain किया है ना हमने कुछ lose किया है. So this is the fact that is explained in this editorial. So we'll move to the next part. आगे चलते हैं. So we have this particular explained section, okay, so which is talking about industrialization in Tamil Nadu. So definitely you can read it on your own, what Tamil Nadu has done, how they have modernized their system, okay. So Tamil Nadu is one of the state which is getting good revenue, काफी अच्छा खासा revenue आता है वहाँ पे, and they utilize that revenue in the social development, okay. So this is what the Tamil Nadu model is. This is what the Tamil Nadu model is. So definitely other states can also learn from this model. बाकी states भी इससे learn कर सकते हैं. So this is what is there in it. Now we'll move to the next part, shallow and the deep ecologicalism, okay. So it is talking about the environmentalism and the ecologism. It is saying that the present approach that we are following, okay, the present approach that we are following is not sufficient. And further, the deep ecologicalism believes that humans should radically change their relationship with nature. Means we have to change our behavior at a really faster way, because the existing approach that we are following is not going to produce results. हम हमारी इकोलॉजी को नहीं बचा पाएंगे अगर हम एज इट इज चलेंगे. सो इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी नीड टू हैव अ डीप इकोलॉजिकलिज्म इंस्टेड ऑफ शैलो इकोलॉजिकलिज्म, ओके. ये थोड़ा और ज़्यादा करने की ज़रूरत है कि सिर्फ ये बात करना कि पोल्यूशन और बाकी चीज़ें कम करनी है is not sufficient. You need to have the holistic approach. Okay, you need to have the holistic approach. Without that, we will not be able to fight this pollution crisis. This is what is there in it. So we'll move to the next part now. आगे चलते हैं. So here you can say the debate is also there regarding the marital rape. Okay, so we had a divided judgment by Delhi High Court and now the fate will be decided by the Supreme Court. अब मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाएगा और सुप्रीम कोर्ट will discuss this matter whether we should continue with the, you can say, we should look forward to criminalize the marital rape or not. So this is the debate that is going on. Okay, so this debate, one of the judge is saying that they completely are in favor of this argument that centers concerns that criminalizing marital rape may destabilize the institution of marriage. They are saying that they are finding it to be legitimate, that if we are criminalizing the marital rape, then definitely it will destabilize the institution of marriage. Okay, this is what they talk about. And earlier also it was said that if you are somehow criminalizing it, it means that you will invite the intervention of police, okay, for investigation. Another important point is this, they are saying that like when you are entering a marriage, okay, जब आप एक शादी में जाते हो, it is understood that consent is given as part of spousal intimacy. Okay, so you cannot have a written agreement. आप ऐसा नहीं हो सकते कि परमिशन लेने के लिए पहले जो है डॉक्यूमेंट साइन करवा रहे हो. It cannot be done. It cannot be done. That's the point here. Okay, it cannot be done. Because if you are having this type of arrangement, it means that there will be third party intervention as a witness, that there will be a third party which will say that okay, now they both had an agreement before having sex and now it is legitimate. So we cannot have this type of arrangement, and this is what this judge and the center was saying. So this is the point that is there. Okay, so already if there is the violence related issue, you have section 3 of Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, which provides for definition for domestic violence, which includes physical, sexual, verbal and emotional abuse. So already ये provision exist करते हैं, ठीक है ना? So this is the point that they are coming out with. So that's why right now it is up to the, you know, the Supreme Court to decide or the Parliament to decide. Okay, so it is important that we debate this particular issue in the Parliament. Parliament पे इसकी debate होनी चाहिए, ठीक है ना? So this is how the whole situation is. So other than that, there is nothing much, कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay, here as well there is nothing much. So we'll directly move to the foreign page. So Al Jazeera journalist shot down during the Israel's West Bank raid. So it was also said that it was a cold-blooded murder. Okay, तो cold blood में मारा गया है, मतलब पकड़ के सर के ऊपर गोली मारी गई है. This is what has happened. So if this is the case, definitely it's a sad thing. Okay, it's a sad thing. Other than that, economy on the brink of total collapse. This is what is happening in Sri Lanka right now. ये चल रहा है श्रीलंका में. Okay, so yesterday there were some rumors. I am saying rumors that Sri Lanka is seeking help of Indian Army, कि भाई हमने जो है Indian Army भेजी है वहाँ पे. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. It was a rumor. Okay, it was a rumor. So yesterday we have seen how the politicians are being targeted by the mob. Okay, so this is what the situation is. Already the shoot at sight order has been given. Right now the president, he is further saying that he will appoint new prime minister and cabinet within a week, and he is also saying that he is going to give chance to youngsters को यहाँ पे chance दिया जाएगा. Okay, and not the family members. This is also being said by the president there. Okay, कि family members को की बजाय youngsters को मौका मिलेगा. This is what has happened. Other than that, so this is the news related to the inflation, the economy page. It is saying that inflation is the biggest, you can say, challenge right now in front of RBI, and in the coming days they may further, you can say, tighten up the policy. So आपकी जो monetary policy है वो और ज़्यादा tighten up हो सकती है. It means that the rates are going to increase again. दोबारा RBI rate increase announce कर सकता है. Already the Federal Reserve is also doing the same. Okay, Federal Reserve भी कुछ ऐसा कर रहा है. So this is the whole situation that is going on. तो ये चार ही चीज़ें हैं जो यहाँ पे चल रही हैं, ठीक है ना? So this is what the whole thing is there. Okay, so I hope this is what we have in this session. That's it for the day then. Thank you very much.